Hey, good morning. It's Sunday, May 18th. Out for a little cruise. I had planned on doing a little ABS test demonstration, but it is extremely windy today. My cheap ass cones blow around. So we're gonna have to save that for another day. Anyhow, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday morning. That's kind of why I have the tank bag here. It's got those cones in it. My initial plan was to be in a kind of industrial park area. It is Sunday, so minimal traffic. Go about 50 miles an hour. Practice like an emergency stop, panic stop. And I was going to do it three ways. I was going to do, both the front and the rear brakes, put a cone down, circle back, do it again from the same stop, just the front brake, and then circle around one more time and do the rear brake only. Just to kind of demonstrate braking distances. For most bikes, the front brake, does all the heavy lifting. Certain bikes, some of the more high-end super sport bikes, maybe some of those super nakeds that are out now, have enough braking power to lift the rear tire off the ground. I'd have to do something pretty deliberate for this bike to do that. I don't remember seeing anything in the manual about some sort of, anti-lift to keep both wheels on the ground. So that'll be kind of a little test case, I guess. We'll turn left here, go past the new post office. Supposedly the end of June. I have to say, now that it's built and stuff, even though it's small, it's bigger than I thought. Parking area looks like it'll be adequate. But anyway, getting back to the ABS thing, it was just one of those things to show people how it works. You can invent your own scenario as far as something falling off a vehicle, car accident, rock slide, tree falling across the lane, and you gotta come to a stop. And then it was going to be, not on this road, but usually some of my main roads commuting are 45, so I'm usually going 50-ish. So I was going to start, about that speed. And my cones, I've got 4, so one of them was going to be like the start line for braking, and then wherever I came to a stop, I was going to put a cone out, circle back. Switch from, using both brakes to front only, see how much farther that goes, put a cone down, circle back, rear brake only. And then, I don't know if I will or not, I was entertaining going back and seeing if I could, one time only kind of thing, outperform the ABS computers. see if I can do it without like activating the ABS. I've done it a few times. It's or at least experienced the ABS, not to come to a full stop, but there's been some times where, you know, an idiot driver moves over or, you know, does a left-hand turn and you gotta get on it to slow down. And it does its job, it works. This bike does not have those sophisticated, you know, cornering ABS things, you know, for if you're got any kind of lean angle. So I'd be just doing a straight up and down, yeah, just to see how that goes. I'm not going to have a tape measure with me because I'm not too concerned with the absolute distances. You know, that kind of varies based on you know, your environment, you know, weight with you, the bike, how much gas, you know, if you ride with a passenger. Here in Arizona it is pretty dry and dusty, so, and I don't remember the last time it rained. Probably no surprise to any of you, but it doesn't rain much here. And then, yeah, I was, you know, just to kind of get a comparison. You know, it's similar sort of thing to you know, dynos. You know, different dyno, different day. The numbers are pretty worthless. It's more of a way to measure, you know, changes, gains, and or losses. So yeah, I'm sure somebody with the same bike here that's, you know, 50 pounds lighter than me will stop shorter. You know, they got less momentum, less inertia going. You know, a lot of people that are either new to riding or haven't ridden in years, you know, you get used to a car, so you're more like foot dependent. You know, sometimes that carries over to your motorcycle. You know, some of the cruiser and touring bikes, you know, they've got a lot more weight, you know, farther back, so their brake will do more than something that's sportier. But the front still does most of the workload. It's been several decades since I've done the MSF Riders course, but I think they were saying something like 75% of the braking force is, you know, from the front wheel. So yeah, if you carry over your foot braking from a car to the bike and you get in a panic and you just use that rear brake, you're gonna travel a bit farther than you'd like. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. I found a couple places where I can do this. It's just too damn windy for the cheap cones that I've got. They just blow, move around, which makes any sort of comparison kind of pointless. But maybe I'm off Wednesday, maybe Wednesday. Ideally, I do it on a Sunday when, you know, people are like, this is almost 10 in the morning, so a lot of people at church, so a little less traffic. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I guess stay tuned. Anyway, have a good rest of your weekend. GoPro, stop recording.